Welcome to Coffee with Curtis membership training. My name is Curtis Storr. I'm the trainer with Family Investor. First thing I want to do is congratulate you. There we go. Congratulate you for enrolling in the program. It's a huge step towards changing your life, but also changing the lives of everybody around you. The trainings will benefit you whether you're a novice or don't know anything about finances at all, or if you're an expert. I mean, I'm a financier, so I'm considered an expert in numbers and finance and stuff like that, and I'm still learning. So no matter what your current status is in life, you'll benefit from these trainings. And the information we're about to share with you is going to change the way you look at finances, but also how you make decisions, because you're going to see what your options are during these trainings. And you're probably going to end up like myself. Well, I'm way down the road now. I'm in my 50s, but looking back, I keep saying, I wish I knew this stuff when, and you fill in the blank. I could say when I was 25, or when I made this decision. I wish I knew this before I made that decision. Or, that comes up all the time. But most of all, congratulations for taking the biggest step. And I'm going to go off a little bit of a tangent here, but you're 50% of the way there to success. Most people say, oh, this is your first step in a long journey. No, you're halfway there. You've done the toughest part of the whole training, is by educating yourself. That's a lot of the times people go through life and they don't think about their self and educating their self on things. They don't have time, really. People don't have time. So that's why we created these trainings. We're going to make it simple, up to date. We're going to make it easy to understand. We want to keep these trainings so simple that a high school or even a grade school student can watch my videos and go, oh, I get it. I get it. Because that's the key. These trainings are going to be generational. Try to say that real quick. And the reason it has to be because the most wealthy people, I talk about these statistics somewhere else. Most wealthy people, their children or their trust fund kids, as they're known, lose all the family wealth. And in the first generation, I think the statistic is 70%. 2 generations, in the second generation, 90%. That means after a couple of generations, only 10%, 1 out of 10 wealthy people are still wealthy. We don't hear about that, but the statistics are out there. And so our mission is not only help you build wealth, but keep it. But not just keep it for yourself, keep it for generations to come. You have taken a huge step towards changing the legacy of your whole family. And if you only implement one of the methods that we teach you, you'll be surprised. Some of the methods we teach, you can easily generate up a six-figure income. Let me ask you, could you quit your job? Anyways, I'm way off base here. I wanted to cover the reason why a lot of people like this. Everybody chuckles when they hear or see one of the cards that say, or any advertisement that says Coffee with Curtis. And a lot of the times I give them a card after I've had coffee with them. And conversations come up. And I've been blessed with the ability. I don't know what it is about my mind, but I love to solve problems. I am a problem solver. I've worked for large corporations where my sole thing was they gave me the problem, I would solve it, I would hand it off to one of my peers, they would maintain it and make it better sometimes. But I've always been the problem solver. I love that stuff. And I have found through my lifetime and experience that my knowledge is in the numbers and finance, and there's a huge gap out there. And we need to fill that, because every time I sit down with my friends or business associates, they want to hire me to do operations because I am a problem solver. But I always come up with solutions for my friends. I come up with other real estate solutions for other real estate investors who have projects that are going bad. I come up with a solution, they can implement it and recover. You know, sometimes it's not 100%, but they recover. It's better than losing everything. And all those conversations started having a cup of coffee, sitting down and having a cup of coffee, or at a hotel, dinner, hors d'oeuvres, something. And people bust out the napkins. So I started carrying a little notebook with me so they had paper. But anyways, I'm pretty excited about this, and I hope you are. I'm going to do a separate video showing you how to navigate the library. The library is where all your trainings are going to be. And I beg you, don't skip the basic trainings. And the part of the reason is because if you do the basic trainings, there's a lot of stuff in there, even though I keep it really basic, but it's how I start planting seeds. You got to get the juices flowing. I don't care if you're an expert. I'm an expert. I am a financier, and I know a lot. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. So if you're an expert and you think you know everything, I doubt it. There's so much out there to learn. And I have so many little tidbits that I'll drop on you even during the basic trainings. Okay? And the way it's going to come up, and I'll show you, is when you first log into your library, it's we call My Library, but you log into your own because it keeps track of your progress so you don't get lost, number one. And you're going to see the basics and the deep dive. Of course, you do what you're doing now, and then you're going to go into your basics and deep dive. At the end of the deep dive, and this was a tough decision, I put this at the end because I want you to get through that information, is the most popular training of all. Everybody, I did surveys, and everybody wants to know how to become debt-free. And I say, you know, I could get you debt-free in less than 10 years if you own a home. That's with a mortgage. If you don't own a home and you don't have a mortgage, there's strategies that I can help you eliminate your credit card debt in a lot less time than it would take you doing it the way you're doing it now. I don't know if you're even doing it. But with the knowledge that I teach you, I will get you started, and I will show you different strategies depending on your situation, because not everybody's situation is the same. We're all different. You might have very little money coming in, extra money that you could put towards paying down your credit cards. Or you might think you have very little money coming in. You might have a lot. I will help you look for money too. And that's coming up in one of the next trainings. And that's just getting you prepped. And then and the basics and the deep dive should take you about a month, maybe more, depending on what time you dedicate to it. I mean, you could, some of you, if you don't have a job, and these strategies only work if you do, but if you're not working full-time, you might be able to knock them out in a couple weeks. Then in 21 days, you'll see the big picture trainings come up. And those will start, the big picture is when I start taking all those little tidbits that I've dropped along the ways. All those seeds I planted in your mind got the juices flowing and everything, and thinking about all these different things out there available to you in the world of finance, and start putting together and showing you exactly how it works for you. And that's where the second part of debt free lives. The first part of debt free is to make sure you're prepped for the strategies that follow. And I'll say this again, no matter who you are and what level you're at, never assume the homework's not for you. I want you to just have fun and knock them out as quick as possible. Keep in mind, this attitude is the key to success. Most companies and people, but companies too, major corporations fail. And they've done a lot of surveys on this and looking at why are these companies failing. They have a great product. Why are they failing? It's attitude. It's attitude of their salespeople. It's the attitude of their service people. Whatever. But it comes down to, and we have those sayings out there, and we don't think about it twice, but it really is your attitude. And it's your choice whether you enjoy this stuff or you dread doing the homework. But do it. Otherwise, get a refund. Don't even start. Because if you're not going to do the homework, why'd you sign up to begin with? And you're going to find out some other things that are just going to that excite me the most is the side effects. Just like prescription pills have side effects. If you take this pill, you can have, and they on commercials they name off all these things, and some of them are terrible. So it's like, why would I even take that pill? Anyway, so prevent one thing from happening. Anyways, I'm off on a little tangent. But the side effects of these trainings are going to be things like peace of mind. Let me ask you, if I could show you how to put thousands of dollars into your bank account, or show you and put you on the right path to having a retirement where you have $10,000 coming in every month in retirement, and you could retire at 50 instead of 65 or 75, how are you going to think about your future? You're going to have peace of mind. But also, the one that I love the best is the younger people, the children. That if you're that's why it's family investor. But if you have a family, great, and you get your children involved in these trainings, you're going to see mind-blowing changes in them. Once they get involved, and they will. I mean, it's up to you. You're the parent. But you get them involved in some of the advanced trainings. Make sure they do the basics and the deep dive and the big picture before they do the big picture. But once they get into some of these trainings that are made for families to participate, and those same strategies can be used if you're single and you don't have a family. But I just want to say it's amazing, because we've done beta testing on some of these strategies, and one of the things, one of my buddies came back and said, I'm going way off base here, but I want to tell you, single father, he lost his wife, but three girls, and he started doing the banking training, and he said it was tough at first. It always is. But after they got into the rhythm of doing it and working with his daughters, he said, you won't believe the difference in how they looked at money, and how they talked about money and what to spend it on and how to do it. He was blown away. But he said that what was the most precious thing out of that was how he got closer to them. Before, they were always in their phones and distant. But by pulling them in, At first, it'll be a struggle, probably, pulling him into the strategy and using it. He says he's never been closer to his children. That I like. And the, and the major key to our trainings is it works on the individual basis. Everything does. But the goal is to build your wealth and help you protect it from other people's here and now, but also multi-generational. Your heirs. We want to protect it from them losing it. And we talk about that and what your options are to do that. And that's how you change the legacy. Anyways, if you come up with any questions or anything during the training, because I do want children to learn about this. So if you do get stuck or they don't get it, let me know. Email me. And the grading part of it is you don't get grades. I don't hand out grades. But if you want to know how you're doing, just look at your financial statement. Look at your bank account. Then you'll know how you're doing. And when you sit down and make financial decisions, or your child goes to their first job and after 6 months they get into a 401k plan, they'll come home and say, yeah, I knew more than the advisor knew. I was asking him questions about the Roth and he never even talked about, he had to go get his manager to talk about the other options that were available to me in my 401k. That's a good feeling. And that's part of the reason I do the training. I've met people, a clerk at a bank, that didn't know what they signed up for. They didn't know if it was a Roth or a traditional. Anyways, we're gonna clear that up. And then also the confidence. I was not always at this level. Everybody has to start somewhere. And when I was a novice at finance, and I had no idea what some people were talking about, and that made me uncomfortable. Now I make other people uncomfortable. But that's not what the training is about. But the training is about getting you to a level of comfort. So when you walk into that advisor, you know the questions they ask. You'll feel comfort. You'll be empowered by it. And once again, I go back to the relations that you're going to build, because a lot of these strategies, you could do it alone or you could do it with your family. Okay, and once again, questions and answers live, Q&A live. I've never done it, but I created a Facebook page. The link is on this slide, and I'll provide this to you in the training. Go there, and it's going to be, I think it's a secret group. Okay, so it's just for Coffee with Curtis members. And I'm going to do a survey and ask you guys what's the best time, and whoever, you got to vote, because whatever comes in with the most votes, just like, debt-free training, that was at the top of the list. And, it came in first, and second was how to build wealth. Well, they go hand in hand, so we'll start with debt-free. But anyways, do the survey so I know what works best for you guys, and I will put that in my schedule, and I am going to shoot for doing a live Q&A once a month with you guys. I'm excited. It's fun, something new. Okay? And if you try to get into that site and you can't, send us an email. We'll be happy to give you access. All right. Okay. And not only thanks again, but once again, congratulations. You're halfway there. You're halfway there. You just got to stick to it. If this takes you months to get through the trainings, good. But at least you get through the trainings. And along the way, you're going to implement little things. So you're not going to, it's not like you have to sit in front of the computer and learn about it for months before you get anything out of it, or start seeing a return and making money. And hopefully you'll take full advantage of everything that we're offering you guys. And I'm excited, and I'm happy for this journey that we're going to take together, because we're going to be doing this together, because you have to tell me when you don't understand it, so I can understand what you're not getting, because I want you to get it. I want you to understand it. But hopefully I did a pretty good job, so we'll see. And once again, there's our email address, support@familyinvestor.net. Go there and email us if you have any questions. Thank you.